Hello everyone, in this video we are going to introduce a solution that's made from acid and base, that is so-called buffer solution. So buffer solution is just a solution which resists a large change in the pH when either acid or bases are added. And that pH change, usually what we are looking at here is about 0.5 pH value change. So if it change more than that, then that is not a very good buffer. So these solutions are frequently prepared in the laboratory to maintain the optimal condition for chemical reaction, because for a lot of things we do need to control the pH for that environment. And why the buffer is so important? For example, our physiological pH value for our body is 7.4. So pH of the blood is 7.4. That is a heavily buffered solution. So if the pH of the blood drops below 7.35, that is very problematic. And if pH of the blood raises above 7.45, that is also very bad. And if pH of the blood go over 7.8 or below 6.8, cell will shut down and die. So that is how important our blood need to be buffered in order to resist the change of the. So what is inside the buffer? Buffer basically acts to establish equilibrium between a conjugate acid and base pair. So in buffer, you are going to find either a weak acid with its conjugate base, or you can find a weak base with its conjugate acid. And I want to emphasize here is needs to be a weak and acid or weak base. For example, if we have weak acid, here is acetic acid. So acetic acid, if conjugate base, again we drop one of the proton and drop this proton, and also decrease the charge by 1. So the conjugate base will be CH3COO minus, and a lot of times it also will need to have a positive charge ion to come along with, so that basically the salt, right? So that is a pair of the chemicals that can act as a buffer system. The weak acid right here, that is acetic acid, and this part is a conjugate base along with a ion that to make it complete. So sometimes people say salt. And another example is when you have ammonium. We know that ammonia is a weak base. So if we try to get its conjugate acids, we are going to add one more proton. So one more proton NH4, that we can add one more proton that give us so-called ammonium. And for ammonium, with positive charge, you always need to have a negative charge. So ammonium chloride will be the conjugate acid part. So the ammonium with ammonium chloride will make a great pair for the buffer system. So how buffer systems works? So if we're thinking about our acid, this is the weak acid that will dissociate not completely to proton and conjugate base. So basically right here. So if what we have in this system is to have, for example, equal amount of HA and A minus, so that is a acid and its conjugate base. So now if we add, first scenario, add a little bit of a base. So now we are adding to this system a little bit of base. So what's going to happen is we are going to consume a little bit of HA, and that will shift the equilibrium to the left a little bit. But here just add a little, so what we will have here is you are not going to change much about the proton concentration. And if you add a little bit of acid, second scenario, add a little bit of acid to this buffer, so that acid will find the base to react a little bit, so kind of consume this side, so equilibrium will shift to the right. However, because just a little bit, so what you are going to have here is proton concentration will not change much, so pH will not change much. So that is how buffer works. Now we're going to talk about the buffer capacity. So buffer capacity is a measurement of the ability of a solution to resist a large change in pH when a strong acid or strong base is added. As we mentioned earlier, buffer system is made by a pair of conjugate acid and base. So it needs to be the weak acid with its conjugate base or weak base with its conjugate acid. Also, the buffer capacity described as the amount of strong acid or strong base that a buffer can neutralize without significantly change the pH. Now we are going to talk about in the lab how we can really choose the certain weak acid with its conjugate base or weak base with its conjugate acid to prepare a buffer. So what we are going to look at here is a Henderson-Hasselbalch equation that will help us to determine how much of each species we need to put into the buffer. So the Henderson-Hasselbalch equation is showing us the relationship between the pH and the weak acid we are choosing. So what does that mean? What we are going to start with is this equation right here, HA. So this is very generic, a weak acid. And for this weak acid, what's going to happen here is it will have a equilibrium to dissociate some of its proton and also release some of a conjugate base. So for this reaction, it's so-called acid dissociation. So for this reaction, what we are going to write out is a KEQ, and this KEQ have a very specific name, so-called acid dissociation equilibrium constant. So acid dissociation is big K. And to write this K out, we have concentration of your proton and the concentration of your conjugate base divided by the concentration of HA. So that is acid dissociation. So what it is tell you is that the proton concentration is related to the Ka, which is constant, times HA, the concentration of HA divided by the conjugate base concentration. And now what we are going to do is we are going to take a negative log on both sides, at both sides. So now negative log of proton concentration equals to negative log of Ka and minus log of HA divided by a minus the conjugate base. So what do we see here? This first term is pH. And second term right here, we have a name, negative log Ka equal to pKa. So that is pKa. And negative log of the HA divided by A minus, that equals to positive log conjugate base concentration divided by HA. So that is Henderson-Hasselbalch equation. So this equation super important. It will be given. So what does this equation tell you? It basically tells you that if we adjust the molar ratio or concentration ratio between the conjugated base and this weak acid, and we can adjust the pH of that buffer system. If we have more of this conjugated base, then the whole pH will going up. If you have more of HA, the whole term will be smaller, so we will have a decreasing in pH. Now we are going to look at how to leverage this Henderson-Hasselbalch equation to calculate the pH of the buffer. So we know that pH equals pKa plus log of conjugated base concentration divided by HA, which conjugates the weak acid concentration. And we want to know the pH. So now what we are seeing here is two species, acetic acid and some acetate. So they are conjugate acid and base pair. So this is my acid, this is my base. Okay. And for this one, we want pH, so we need to know the pKa. So Ka value of the acid is given, so we basically need to calculate pKa first, and negative log of Ka. So we are going to plug that in negative log of Ka, which is 1.8 times 10 to negative 5, and plus the log of concentration of A minus divided by HA. So how to get this concentration? We don't know, but we know the ratio, mole ratio. And since they are in the same solution, so they have the same volume, so the mole ratio will equal to the concentration ratio. And what we have here is 0.200 divided by 0.200. Okay, so that pH value will be plugged into the calculator. The answer here is 4.74.